It's all regarding pickup ball in Washington Park. Have you been there and done that? Have you seen it? They call the court there the graveyard. The movie is called Ballin' at the Graveyard, and I told you where to go to check out a clip online. The movie will premiere on July the 12th at the Spectrum on Delaware Avenue, and Basil and Paul are both with us. They're both involved with this. And Basil, good morning.
Good morning, Roger.
Hey, Paul. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Roger.
Appreciate a few minutes, guys. I had no idea about this, and I'm anxious to hear more. Basil, where did the idea come from? How did this all get started? I know you play ball there.
Yeah, you know what? That's kind of how it got started. I've been playing ball there for about 20 years, and I've been playing pickup ball for about, I'll date myself here, but almost 40. It's that court in particular. I played in a lot of courts. But that court in particular brings everything you want out of the pickup ball experience. It's just such a great environment, both for basketball and just for entertainment, for watching life go by. And so I've been playing on it for a while, and Paul and I had been working on some other stuff. And at the last minute, I told him to come on up and take a look at what's going on there and see whether this would be the story that we took on, because I thought it was so rich. He came up, and even though he's not a baller, completely agreed. Within 5 minutes, he was locked in. So that started the journey.
Paul, how do you lay this out? How is the movie laid out?
The structure of the film?
Yeah.
Well, we begin the first sort of third is a detailed, in-depth look at the pickup ball experience and all of those intricacies of the game and how you get your next, what happens when a newcomer comes to the court, trash talking, and all a series of elements of the court that are just very entertaining, and our guys do a fantastic job of expressing all of those elements of the court. And then after that, we move on to, after you get that environment and see the guys in that environment, we move on to a section that gets into some deeper stories for some central characters off the court.
Okay.
Which are surprising. I don't want to give too much
right,
of that away,
absolutely not.
But they are surprising, kind of eye-opening stories that are in contrast to what you may have seen on the court in that first third of the movie. And then the end of the movie is more about what's happening, really the legacy of the court and the next generation that's coming up, because this is a place where, it's the third generation of kids being raised on this court, dads who bring their kids there. And so we kind of go out with that note, which is... these are the guys who are up next.
Yeah, listen. I when I was growing up, I used to wake up early in the morning and run to a court similar to what you guys were doing here, and very, very competitive. Basil, new guys coming on, you kind of look and like, where did this guy come from? I mean, not easy to just walk on these courts, is it? You gotta you gotta be taken in every once in a while.
A little bit of work there, yeah. You know what? I say I've been playing there 20 years. It could all go away week to week, depending on an air ball at game point or an errant pass. And when you're a newcomer, sure, there's a whole ritual. You can't just show up there and claim your spot. You've got to go through you're put through the paces by kind of the mayor and city council of the court. It's something to see, and the guys who can figure that out and have confidence or patience, they stick around. But it really, it's an intricate process to figure out your way onto that court and stay there. Yeah.
Paul Kentoffio and Basil Anastassiou are the filmmakers, are with us here on Big Board Sports, ready to roll with the premiere here on July the 12th at the Spectrum on Delaware Ave. Paul, in terms of start to finish, how long did this take?
This has been a 5-year process, Roger. It's been a 5-year process. Wow. We shot for two summers. The game happens every Saturday, Sunday morning during the course of the summer. So we shot for just about 2 summers, shot 100 hours of tape. And then the post-production, the editing took about a year and a half of some painstaking moments there, and where Basil and I were shoulder to shoulder, evaluating every clip, where it should be, whether it should be in or out, and elements of the story. Our first cut we had probably 4 years in, or just about 4 years in. It was 3.5 hours long. Then we got it down to 2.5, and then that heartbreaking process from 2.5 hours to 83 minutes, where you really have to start tossing all those loved ones out. We had a preview. We had a preview screening about a year ago with a folk group when it was a rough cut.
Mm-hmm.
Got some great response there, which then helped us go that last year of editing and tweaking, and that was pretty much the process. 5 years.
So, and it's under 90 minutes in terms of length now? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
3 minutes.
Basil,
if I could just jump in and add that each step along the way, we've been really kind of both amazed, kind of blessed with the collaboration we've been able to have. Both with the Spectrum, Keith Picard, who's been a partner here and a creative kind of collaborator, jumped into this a couple years ago. Really took a shine to it, both as a film aficionado and a pickup baller himself. He understood what we were doing, and really to be at the Spectrum and to be able to do this is really for us such an honor. But also, you know, in that last year, we also hooked up with a production facility in this area, White Lake Music and Post. And again, they took a great interest in it, even though we just went to them for a little bit of sound work. And David Bourgeois, who owns that facility, wanted to do some music for the movie, and the results are on the screen. You'll see them, but just really, really great work, and we're just honored to be able to work with him as well.
Now, what are you going to be sold out on July 12th?
Yes. You know what? We are already it's amazing. The enthusiasm we've had is incredible. We're sold out for the 12th.
Okay.
But we open wide on the 13th, 4 shows a day for the next couple weeks at least. And we're really hoping that this story, which is not only a local story in terms of the park, but has some great stories. You know, guys like who factor into this movie, Lloyd Johnson, who's now with the Legends, Jarming White, who used to be a standout with CBA, Kelvin Danzy, who used to play center for Albany High years back. It's a community event, we think, but it speaks to a lot of different issues. So we're hoping that it really hits on a lot of different levels.
Paul, how many characters are in? How many guys are you using here?
Well, we have 5 main characters whose stories we tell during the course of the movie. So there are 5 that we latch onto, but then there is another sort of second tier of about 10 guys who appear often in the movie, giving insights into one area or another. We just had a special screening for the whole. Well, anybody who was in the movie, we had a screening for on Monday night, which went just spectacularly well. It was really well received by them. And there were over 50 guys there with their family members.
Oh, that's great.
So, there's 50 guys who are seen in the film, and 5 who are featured.
Well, I tell you what, we should get the TV cameras rolling out there for this too. I mean, it sounds like, once this thing hits on July 12th, and more people keep finding out about it, the longer this is going to go on here in terms of people wanting to go see this film.
Well, we certainly hope so, and I appreciate you saying that. But it's, I will say that as much as it's an Albany story, and I think, we're very proud of that. It's a universal story, and anybody who's played pickup ball, anybody who's wondered what's going on the other side of that fence when they walk by the park, that's we think that maybe the audience can build from here, but it's something that we're really proud of being able to make here, show here, because it's a city we love.